Hey there, guys, and happy Friday. You know, I'm always delighted to see you. Thank you for coming again this evening and joining me for another wonderful show. Thank you to all of the guests, the viewers, and the supporters of the Indie Spotlight Philly. You know we couldn't do this without you. So shout out to you guys again. I am your host, Shayrenee, and I want you to take a look at my two links in my Instagram bio. The first one is for my YouTube page entitled The Indie Spotlight Philly. Like, share, comment, subscribe to the Indie Spotlight Philly YouTube. If you subscribe to me, I will subscribe back to you. I have about 75 to 80 episodes uploaded of the Indie Spotlight Philly on my YouTube channel, so go and enjoy those. And I will be looking out at your YouTubes as well, because that's what I do in my downtime. Okay. Also, check out the Indie Spotlight Philly podcast, available on Anchor.fm, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. I want to wave to everybody that's in here. Thank you for coming in. So the Indie Spotlight Philly podcast is available on Anchor.fm, Spotify, as well as Google Podcasts. I uploaded the first season of the Indie Spotlight Philly podcast with the first 20 episodes, trying to get season 2 with 20 episodes and season 3 with the next 20 episodes. Season 3 with the next 20 episodes up there. But I've been really busy multitasking, so just give me a little bit. But I hope I have it up there before the end of August. But tonight's episode of the Indie Spotlight Philly Fridays, happening on Instagram Live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, will be a stellar one. We have rapper and talented lyricist Art coming to the Indie Spotlight. And he's actually in here right now, so I'm going to bring him to the camera and start the interview. Please keep your comments to a minimum so that our guests can focus on what they're doing, or focus on their interview, but you can ask as many questions as you want in the lower right hand corner. Okay. How he pronounces his name.
Yo.
Hi.
What up?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. Hold on, let me.
Sure. If there's any technical difficulties, I can always start over again.
No, I should be good.
You good? Good.
Yeah, it should be good. Yeah.
Okay. So first I want to ask you, how do I actually pronounce your name? How do I say your name?
It's Artxxiii. So the
Artxxiii. Oh, okay,
yeah.
Just the Roman numerals. Okay.
Right,
Okay.
Right.
Oh God, I'm okay. So Artxxiii.
Yeah.
Great. I like your name. And I wanted to tell you thank you for being very reachable, for me being able to do this interview with you. So
Yeah,
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Great. So where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Moved to Maryland when I was a kid, so I grew up out here, Columbia.
Okay, because something, when I was listening, I can't remember the name of the song I was listening to, and I was like, oh man, this reminds me of like when I was young and I was like, younger and I was a teenager, and I remember like when Rockefeller was a huge thing.
Wow.
And so I was like, wow, this reminds me of that. Reminds me of like, Jay-Z and stuff, that type of stuff. The good hip hop one was good.
Appreciate that. That's my thing. That's what I want to give to the people, So.
Okay. Great. So, and how did you come up with the name?
Man, I just changed my name about 4 or 5 times over the course of me doing this, but eventually I just wanted to come up with a name that was unique. Like I wanted to be Googleable without you coming up with somebody else. So originally it was A Boogie. Ironically, this is before A Boogie. I'm a little older than him, so then he came out and he popped mainstream. So I was like, I can't do that. And I changed it to Boogie Costello. So like, just y'all keep this in mind just in case y'all want to go find my old mixtapes on that piff. So Boogie Costello, and then I just thought that wasn't Boogie is like everybody's Boogie, somebody's A Boogie, B Boogie, whatever. So I was like, nah, that's too like familiar. So I just wanted to do something original. So I was like, yo, my boy was like, yo, you just need to use your name, like, you know what I'm saying, somehow. And I was like, shit, Art, you know what I mean? And then I came up with so art actually stands for something. So it stands for articulate rhymes and thoughts. And then I added the 23 uh, because it represents the dudes I grew up with in Maryland, whatever. That's the number that we use to represent us. So it represents greatness, like, you know, the prime LeBron, the Jordans, you know what I mean? So it's just, and then I wanted to just do it a little unique, and I used the Roman numerals. So it's, you know, a little different from anything else you'll find.
I would definitely say I think you have I think you have a great name. It's unique, it's memorable, and it has a lot of like richness with it. You're able to actually explain why, and in a, you know, a detailed way. So
Yeah, appreciate that. Sure.
Where can people find your music? How can people find you on social media and your music?
So all my social media is the same. It's Artxxiii. If you just type in Art23, I should come up the first on this and Twitter as well. So TikTok, you know, all the social media is all the same. Yeah,
go ahead.
all my music can be found anywhere. So you can Google it. You can Google my name, it'll come up. All streaming platforms, it's available. I did recently drop. Well, I have 2 exclusive projects that are only on SoundCloud. One is a lot older, like 2015, and then I recently dropped some unreleased tracks that won't make, you know, any projects or albums that I'm putting out moving forward. So you'll catch that on SoundCloud, but everything's the same.
Great. So we were able to find your music on all streaming platforms, able to find you on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Also, you have a YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. Yep. Oh, yeah, YouTube.
Okay.
Of course. Absolutely.
So we were able to find your
visuals. So the visuals are my babies, man. I directed all but one of my videos. So,
wow. So you directed your videos?
Yeah, I direct my own videos. So, I mean, obviously I have a cameraman shooting, but the ideas all come from me.
Oh, okay. Great. So you guys are like a duo or like a team?
Yeah.
Cool. Do you have any merch for sale?
Not yet. I'm working on that. I got a lot of different ideas, so I want to make sure when I deliver it that it's going to be official and exactly how I want it. So that's the only reason why I haven't yet.
Well, yeah. I think it takes a while to get I think it takes a while to find out what type of concepts you want with merch. You know, as being an artist and seeing artists and seeing, you know, the usual merch and stuff like that, and you want to be able to present it in a way that you feel like your fans would like and that you would be comfortable with as well.
Yeah, and I just wanted to represent me and my music, so, you know, it just has to be done the correct way. Right.
So how long have you been rapping and being a lyricist and writing and stuff?
Shoot, I'm 29, so I think I started playing around like with it when I was like 15, 16. Like, you know, just being with my boys and, you know, recording little songs on the MacBook, playing around, you know, for fun. And then when I went to college the first time, I met a group of dudes. Well, I met a dude, and I already had my friends or whatever, and we all linked up. And we used to record off the MacBook, just playing around again, you know what I'm saying? And then the dude that I met out there was actually an actual rapper. I wasn't an actual rapper at this time. I never recorded in the studio or whatever. And he was like, yo, like, you know, you and your other 2 homeboys, like, y'all got something. I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, let me take y'all to the studio. So he took us to the studio. I met his producer, which is one of my close boys named Artxxiii. So y'all check him out. He was like, yo, like, you got a voice, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, like, that's crazy. So he like, yo, I want to sign you. So I ended up signing, and, you know, the rest is history. So about 21, so about 10 years, about 9-10 years. Yeah. Seriously.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you are currently on a record label now?
No, I was.
Okay.
I signed a 2-single deal, so I fulfilled that, and now I'm currently just independent.
Okay. So how many albums do you have how many albums do you have out so far to listen to, or do you have like EPs and singles and stuff like that
Yeah, so I dropped the album. It's self-titled. It's called Art. Um, that dropped that in 2018. Since then, I haven't dropped any full projects, but I've dropped a number of
Mm-hmm.
singles. So
Mm-hmm.
y'all can go check those, of course. That obviously doesn't count all the mixtapes that I've done when I was in a group called Starvation. Those are all available on Dat Piff. It's a lot of music out there,
Sure,
as far as
sure.
official albums that's like streamable on all platforms. I just have that one, and then I have a whole bunch of singles that have followed them. Oh, actually, and then I have me and my boy Born Supreme. That's one of my close bros. He actually was in the group with me. Um, we dropped the album last year called Vice Versa. Um, and we're actually working on the follow-up project to that as well. So that's available on all streaming platforms too.
Awesome, awesome. Great, great. It sounds like you have a really, really a nice sized catalog and stuff of music. I
Yeah,
know hardly no one really has albums and stuff, but it's just been a lot of singles,
yeah,
lately.
yeah,
A lot of people.
yeah, for sure.
So tell me, so far have with your career, what is some of the best advice you would give to an up and coming rapper, artist, or someone in the in music or music entertainment? What's some of the best advice you would give to someone?
Shoot. First and foremost, like you gotta, if you love what you do, right, you put the time in to become better at it. You know what I mean? If you don't love it, then you won't, and your work is gonna show that. So, always stay consistent, keep working. And like I said, if you love to do it, then that's the real reason why you do it. It's not for anything else. You get what I'm saying? Anything else that comes with it is extra. So, um, for example, when I played ball, I didn't play ball because I wanted to impress everybody else because I love to do it. That's what helped me stay in the gym. That's what helped me get my scholarships and go to school. So I treat the music the same way. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I'm really satisfied with having a core group of fans, you know what I mean, that'll rock with me the amount of time that I do this, um, over, being the big stage. Even though, I'm not saying that that's not what I want for myself, because I think obviously I want to get my music to the most people I can. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
I have things to say. I have a message to convey. So,
Yeah.
um, but that's not the core reason why I do it. So, stay true to yourself, and you'll see the results after that.
Great, great. Well, that's a great answer. So where do you reside currently? Are you on the East Coast, West Coast, or?
Yeah, I'm actually in the East Coast. So,
Okay,
yeah,
cool, cool,
yeah.
awesome. Do you have any upcoming performances?
Um, no, I haven't. Well, I haven't planned any, but there's some coming up. We're gonna do something real special for the next drop of me and my boy Supreme. Once we drop this album, we're gonna do something real special for that. So that's like the next big performance that I'm saying that's gonna come up, and that'll be. We're thinking about dropping in September, so that'll be around my birthday, which is September 5th. So beginning of September. So I'll drop details to that
Okay,
as they come.
yeah, we'll watch out for that. Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
And do you also, I would like to ask this, do you have any music business advice for you being like doing your art or rapping and being in entertainment for a long, that's to me that's considered a long time.
Yeah.
Do you have any like music business advice maybe that would be good like for artists to know about or to look for?
Man, first things, them contracts, man. Like, niggas, yo, like, telling you, I wasted a lot of time being in contracts with people who, they may have good intentions, but they might not have the resources or the platforms to really expand or help your career. You know what I mean? So they're good people, and you sign that contract, you're obligated to that. So even if your career is not going nowhere, you're still obligated to do what the label is saying, drop a single, do XYZ, and
Mhm.
you end up wasting a lot of time that you could have been by yourself and doing it alone. You know what I mean? So you're tired of you're tied to somebody. So now, say they're not doing the work that they're supposed to do, and you drop a song and it just happens to blow, right? Now
Mm-hmm.
that person is obligated to percentages, and they really didn't put no work in. So, make sure that when you're signing contracts and stuff, that the setup is right. It's going to be beneficial to you, and you know, that's the main thing. So always get you like a entertainment lawyer to read over your contracts. If you don't understand the language, they'll put a lot of language in there that's like basically impossible to understand, if you're not in
Mm-hmm.
that field. So be careful with that. um Other than that, man, you see what's going on in the world. You don't need a label. You know what I mean? You don't need a label, especially if you have the funding to market
Mm-hmm.
yourself. You know what I mean? So that's all what it's about now. It's about numbers. It's about putting it in front of people. So if you
Mm-hmm.
got the money to market, you don't need nothing else. You know what I mean? You may get a manager. No need for a manager right now if your career is not blossomed or where you want it to be, because you don't have anything to manage. Right. So
Yeah.
what's the point of
Yeah.
a manager talking about they getting 20% of your shows, 20% of this, and you're not doing nothing? It makes no sense. So that's the only thing um, that I could give you guys now.
I think that's definitely some good advice.
Yeah.
Um, so I try to remember to talk to artists about streaming services and how I feel like streaming services don't pay enough, even though they are a huge and a hugely widely essential promotional tool, in order to
Yeah.
get your music out there. How do you feel about like streaming services? And if you use a streaming service, which streaming service do you, or distribution service, shall I
Right.
say, do you use?
So I use DistroKid, um,
Mm-hmm.
just because I'm so familiar with it and I've been using it. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. As far as how much you get paid, like you need 1 million streams, and you know how much you're getting from 1 million streams? $2,000, maybe. And
Wow.
yeah, exactly. That's 1 million streams, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's not gonna that's not gonna do it. I mean, you'll make $2,000 a month working a regular job. You know what I mean? So more. You know what I'm saying? So if you're comfortable with like making that your career and that's how much you're gonna make, you know what I mean? Just know that you're gonna need 1 million streams a month in order to make that. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, so the streaming is not really where your income is going to come from. Um, if you're just starting out, or you just have a certain fan base, you know what I mean. You're not really popular yet, so it comes
Mm-hmm.
from, like you said, the merch. It's going to come from shows once you get to that level. So you got to just find ways to make your money off the music.
Yeah. Yeah. I never normally ask like any artists about, is there, I always try to find out, was there like difficulty in branding yourself as an artist? This is like a personal question that I wanted to ask. Is
Um,
there a difficulty in that?
no, I mean, for me, I kind of just have always been myself. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
I've always catered to the people that I've seen rocking with me the most. You know what I mean? So from you look at my oldest
Mm-hmm.
posts, like the people commenting and the people sharing my music, it's always been, that same group of people. Of course, there's new people, that come along as the time goes. My following has grown, but you know, I've always catered to that. So I'm giving them what I feel like they want to see, and also, of course, what I feel like is representing me and what I want to put out. So they've kind of always
Mm-hmm.
taken to it.
Cool. Cool. Have you ever been on a tour before?
No, we haven't been on tour. When I was in the group Starvation is when I was the period I did shows.
Okay.
Um,
Mm-hmm. So you've been like a show, like
yeah,
you've been at like showcases and stuff.
yeah. So we did. I mean, we did showcases. We did shows that we were actually booked for. The one I'm most proud about is we opened up for Kendrick on the Good Kid, Mad City tour in 2012.
Wow. You hold on. You opened up for Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, we opened up for Kendrick. I was like what I said, when I was with the group in 2012. Our name was Starvation. We opened up for Kendrick at University of Delaware for the Good Kid, Mad City tour. So that's
What
on
is it called? What
the
tour
good.
was it?
That's the album when he dropped Good Kid, Mad City, his first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that was like
Awesome.
the dopest experience. It's on YouTube. If you type in "Salvation opens up the Kendrick Lamar," yeah, you'll see it. But that was like the dopest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's what I was most proud about. But around that time, you know, that I really called that like the most successful time of my career because that's when I've seen the most happening. We were getting
Yeah.
magazines, blog placements, double XLs, you
Wow.
know, all those types of things. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, so we also did we got connected with Tracy Lee, right? So
Yes.
you know
Yeah, I
Tracy Lee,
interviewed
right?
him.
So that's one of my big homies, man. Obviously, y'all know if you do know him, you know he has the song with Big. He's known for that song Part of
Yeah.
Time. Yeah,
Yes.
so
And he's
yeah, we linked with
entertainment lawyer
Tracy.
now.
So yeah. So I've developed a good relationship with him. I have a song with him, or we did a song with
Oh.
him, videos and all that. So yeah, I mean, I've had some good times, you know, and that's what kind of keeps me going.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Wow. So you had some really fun and interesting experiences in your music career. I did want to ask though, if you had the chance to feature any artist or uh, do music with any artist, does anyone come to mind? Any artists?
Yeah, I like honestly. I mean, I feature so a lot of my favorite rappers are my close friends or my cousin, my family, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
yeah, so and they're all dope. So I've already collabed with them. So that was one thing I made sure I did. But as far as somebody that's like established, I think that complements my style. That I think we would like make some good music together. I would say J. Cole,
Mm.
and then I always say Dave East because I think we have a similar
Oh, I
approach and
like Dave. Yeah, and I like Dave
um,
Cole.
yeah, you know, far fetched Jay Z, my favorite rapper. So you know, obviously he'd be
And
on the list.
I
Kanye,
can.
all my favorites. Jada, I have, you know, so all of them would count. But honestly, like I've come to the point where I feel like my music has developed so much. Um, I've even started listening to different genres or different artists that I usually wouldn't. So like right now,
Mm.
one of my favorite artists that is probably surprising to a lot of people is Trippie Redd.
Okay.
Yeah. So that I think that would be dope as well.
Yeah, yeah. I like that. That's I've seen like a lot of great collaborations with, especially like with, like artists that would normally not be in the same genre or stuff like that. And I think that's great. That's an awesome
Yeah.
that's an awesome thing.
Yeah.
For anybody that just came in the room, we're interviewing Art23. And could you tell everyone where they can find you just in case new people came into the room?
Yeah, man. Y'all find me on all social media platforms at Artxxiii. It's ARTXXIII. That's 23 in Roman numerals if you don't know. Um, all my music is available on all streaming platforms, the same name. So y'all go check that out. Me and my boy Born Supreme are working on, well, we just finished recording the new album. It's going to be called Kings Get the Throne. So y'all look out for that. You know, I might be able to play you a snippet of something or something that I think that, you know, y'all might like or whatever. So, yeah.
Great, great.
Especially you, Thurston. I seen you just popped in. Yeah, I might play a little something from the tape, man.
If would you did you want to play anything? If you wanted to play a sample or anything before I wrap up the interview, if you wanted to.
Yeah,
If you don't, that's fine too.
I'll play. Yeah. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah. I'm always working. This is my crib. This is the studio, so I record everything up here.
Yeah.
So let me see what's going on here. Play out a little something, man. I'm gonna play the joint that I think is the most versatile as far as the audience that it'll attract. So let me see. Just give me one sec. So if y'all can't hear it or whatever, This joint's called Nocturnal. It's me and Paul Supreme.
I keep her wet. Yo, I keep her wet. She keep it tight to put it down all night, all night. Like the way she licks, she like the way I pipe, tight to pipe her down all night, all night. Roll a little pip, catch a little flight, keep the vibes high all night, all night. I like the way she licks, she like the way I pipe, tight to pipe her down all night. Yo, before we pop this hoe and blazing bitch, the questions I need answers, so as you fucking with me, I be feeling for that if the gush is tight. It's fat life, you only gonna see the wolf at night. You know the rules, keep it cool, I'ma keep on the jewels. And be pretty in high heels, you can keep on the shoes. I'm a king of the earth for Prince George's dude. She try to dip with the set like a Harlem Brook. I got honeys uptown, can't wait till I come round. Got blickies that's OT, can't wait till I touch down. She talking that stick talk, I'm catching a flight now, like when, like right now. I got a sight now, she talking that love shit, but I never condone. Had to push the flight back, we got caught in the moment. Never hit women, but I be beating up on it. She put chocolate on the stick and eat it up off it. People whack, she keep it tight to put it down all night, all night. I like the way she licks, she like the way I fight, tight to pipe it down all night, all night. Hold a little grip, catch a little flight, keep the vibes high all night, all night. I like the way she licks, she like the way I fight, tight to pipe it down all night.
Yeah, my little tenderoni love it when I take it down. Yeah, I got her off the Zowie in a different realm. Every time we drop, they cop, they are clientele. Yeah, if you ever see me with her, then she fine as hell. You on fire, mommy caliente. I can show you how I kick it, you gon' call me sensei. I'm with a clique full of monsters and they fiending to kill. Don't test us, cause next up they reading as well. Have them rest up, be blessed up, we eating for real. We don't fucking child rats, cause y'all speaking y'all still. I'm in a land full of snakes, I'm like, who can I trust? They ain't got it like we got it, can't maneuver like us. Plus, if you ready to slide, we got head back to the crib, I ain't telling no lies. I ain't even picture at her and she catching my vibes. I'm a monster in the booth, I get possessed when I ride. I can't sweat,
She keep it tight.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. I like it. I liked it. I feel like, what shall I say? I feel like the way you rap is something that, like, I want to say, like, rap or hip hop culture is sort of missing.
Yeah.
That they're missing, you know. That's what I would say. That's how I rate the song. I like it though.
Yeah, thank you. We we kind of went back to the essence of what got us here in the first place, and the whole tape is all that kind of vibe. You know what I mean? So we kind of over, like, trying to fit the mold of what's going on. So, you know, and we just feel like those type of beats and that type of sound brings out the best in us lyrically. So yeah, the tape is crazy, man. I can't wait to let y'all hear that.
Great. Well, I just wanted to tell you, so now that I'm wrapping up the interview, I want to tell you thank you very much for coming to the Indie Spotlight Philly.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Thank you for coming. And we really enjoyed the song. And the name of the song is?
That's called Nocturnal. So it's not out yet.
Nocturnal. Okay, it's not out yet, but we got a little taste of it.
Yeah.
So we'll be looking at your page for that.
So I forgot. So if you go to my page, you'll see that last video I posted, we're dropping a visual for our song with the team. And that'll be out probably within like the next 2 weeks, so y'all check that out. And then in the meantime, we'll be dropping the album in September.
Great. So you're dropping the album in September, and we'll be watching out on your page to see all if you have any upcoming shows, in singles and the albums and everything like that.
Absolutely.
And yes.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming to the Indie Spotlight, Philly.
Yeah.
I was happy to have you on. I enjoyed the interview, and I want to tell everybody thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
And thank you for looking at the Indie Spotlight, Philly.
Yeah. Before you go, I just wanted to say thank you to you as well. You know, for using your platform and, you know, being invested in, you know, upcoming artists, because, you know, that's been very beneficial to us, and it's dope always to have somebody reach out to you and say, yo, like, I think you're dope. You know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff that keeps me motivated and going. So I really appreciate you as well.
So thank you very much, because I noticed like that everybody that we listen to now, or that we, we're fans of and that we admire and stuff, I'm like, there was a point in time when they started this. Like, was what they were doing.
Right.
So like everybody was like at this point at some point in
Right.
time. And I even look at the beginning of like hip hop history and music culture and the journalists and all the people and the hosts and stuff. So
Right. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Dope,
yeah.
dope, dope.
So I wanted to tell you thank you again, and thank you. And that to also you can check out your full interview on the Indie Spotlight Philly on YouTube.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
So you'll be able to you'll be able to check it out. Okay.
Yeah, I'll definitely share that so people who haven't tuned in can check it out too. So that's dope.
Yeah. So, well, thank you, Artxxiii, and thank you everyone for tuning in. I want you to have a very good night, Art.
All right, you too. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.